It's always good to have different compost bins going at the same time. I've got my Dalek going, that'll be ready in a couple of weeks. I've got my compost tumbler, that's coming along really well, plus my worm farms and my other little small black bin that I have, using that as a compost bin. So I thought I'll just start another one up. This one's a lot bigger in volume. This cubic metre cage that I had made up, and it's just a lot of plant material in it from earlier this year. I just layered that with shredded paper and some organic cow manure and some chicken manure just to sort of get it going, and also just some garden and food scraps from the kitchen and just a few other small garden waste products in there as well. So once you can sort of see how much I've got into this cage, but so that will all just break down, so I'll probably only end up with about a third of that anyway. It's nice concentrated compost there, homemade, can't get better than that. We'll just give this little black compost bin, give that a bit of a stir up, see what's going on in here. I'm going to bring some of these worms up to the surface, give it a bit of an aeration. So a lot of that shredded paper that I did put in here is all broken down. Hasn't taken long at all for it to break down. It's the tiniest little earthworm that's just come up when I stirred up the bin a bit just to aerate it out. It's actually on a little pumpkin seed. See if we can get in a little bit closer. As you can see here, you can see his castings coming through, working its way through his little body there. That is the digestive tract, and the only other part a worm is made up of is the outer part, which is the muscular structure. So there's only two parts to this little worm. So as you can see in that worm bin, there was just great worm life in there. A lot of other beneficial insects have moved in there as well, not competing with each other. There's just a credible amount of earthworms, all different sizes, and my composting worms, my free range composting worms, all different sizes in there. So the environment is right for them, so they are multiplying because to keep up with the amount of food in there for them. So all the fungi breaking down on those branches, and the compost that's breaking down, and the food and the shredded paper that was in there. So a very happy little ecosystem we got going in there. So I'm just using this tumbleweed 4-in-1 soil survey instrument, aka it's a thermometer and a pH tester of your soil. So I'm just going to pop this into the Dalek, and it'll give us a reading, tell us what the pH level is in it. So when you have like worm farms and compost bins and stuff, as long as you haven't put too much acidic stuff in it, it all should come out to be about neutral, pH neutral, which would be about 7. It just takes a minute or so for it to do a complete reading, and it just takes saying the low light only because it's in the shade. It's just saying it's not getting much light on it. There we go. So that's 7, so it's quite a neutral mix I have here, which is good. 7, 7.5. Yeah, it's pretty good. And just on the back, there's a little switch. You just flick the switch across, whichever way, and it'll change it over to the temperature. And it's 15 degrees in the bin, so it's not an overly warm day today anyway. Once the sun comes around today, the sun's finally come out, it'll probably warm up again this afternoon. So yeah, I think these are a handy little gadget actually. I think I paid about $30 for this, and it just uses a little 9-volt battery, but it does last for ages. And you just you can actually as well put it on 14 degrees Celsius, which would make 57 degrees Fahrenheit, and just press it for your Fahrenheit, and about 5 seconds and you just turn it off. So it does save your battery if you do forget to turn it off. So I think it's a good little gadget. Well, it's never too early, never too late to start a composting bin. So if you've got some room outside, try it tomorrow. It's really so easy. You don't have to have all the materials straight up. You can just keep adding to them over time. So, and once you kind of get a bit of a level up on your compost bin, just let it sit there, and then you could possibly even start another one up. And I'm so happy. I probably found these tiniest little worms, smaller than a grain of rice. I've really enjoyed just having a look around my compost bin. It's amazing what you can see once it all starts breaking down, what's moving in there. Yeah, so it was just fascinating to see that. Let me know down in the comments below what type of composting systems that you use. Do you have worm farms? Do you wanting to start a worm farm up? If you've got compost bins, what sort of compost bins do you have? So anyway, if you like my videos, maybe you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, or share my videos around with those who you might think would like my channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.